Citroën Autonomous Mobility Vision. Imagine a city where getting around doesn't always mean owning a traditional car. That idea is at the heart of this futuristic concept, focused on making urban transportation simpler, cleaner, and more accessible. The project comes from a broader vision of how people could move through crowded cities in the future. Instead of relying on one vehicle for every journey, the concept looks at shared and autonomous mobility as part of a connected urban system. The goal is to make transportation work more efficiently while reducing the pressure that cars can place on busy streets. What makes this vision especially interesting is its focus on everyday users. Autonomous vehicles could potentially handle repetitive driving tasks, allowing passengers to spend their travel time doing something else. Whether it's reading, working, relaxing, or simply enjoying the ride, the vehicle becomes more than just a machine for getting from one place to another. The idea also connects with the Urban Collective, a newly formed group built around a common ambition: improving mobility within modern cities. By combining different transportation solutions, the Razor Rambler 20 is built for riders who want more than just basic transportation. It combines eye-catching style, comfortable riding, and practical performance into a compact package that immediately stands out. One of its most noticeable features is the distinctive frame, finished in a playful mint and chocolate color combination. Instead of looking like an ordinary bike, the Rambler 20 has a personality of its own. Its design feels modern, fun, and approachable, making it the kind of ride that can easily turn heads wherever it goes. But the real story begins when you look at the riding experience. The plush bench-style seat gives the rider a relaxed place to sit, helping make longer trips feel more comfortable. The wide seating area also adds to the bike's laid-back character, creating a riding position that feels casual rather than aggressive. And that's where the Rambler 20 becomes especially interesting. The SR Series G7 is the kind of aircraft that makes personal aviation feel more sophisticated, comfortable, and confidence-inspiring. Designed for business trips, longer journeys, and everyday private flying, it brings together modern technology, strong performance, and a major focus on safety. This modern single-engine aircraft brings together performance, advanced technology, and a premium flying experience in a package designed for personal aviation. From the moment you step inside, the cabin feels more like a carefully designed private space than a traditional small aircraft. The layout focuses on comfort, visibility, and making every part of the flight easier for the pilot and passengers. But the real story begins in the cockpit. The SR Series G7 features a highly advanced flight deck designed to give pilots important information in a clear and organized way. Modern avionics help reduce workload and make navigation, communication, and flight monitoring more intuitive. Safety is another major part of the SR series identity. Cirrus aircraft are known for incorporating a whole aircraft parachute system, giving occupants an additional emergency option in situations where continuing normal flight may no longer be possible. It's a feature that adds an extra layer of confidence, especially for pilots who value peace of mind. Then there's the flying experience itself. The SR series combines responsive handling with strong cruising performance, making it suitable for everything from everyday private travel to longer trips between cities. Its aerodynamic design also contributes to an efficient and refined ride. Inside the cabin, passengers get a comfortable environment with modern finishes, practical storage, and large windows that provide an impressive view of the world below. Whether you're flying for work or simply escaping for the weekend, the aircraft is designed to make the journey feel just as. The Acer Enters e-bike is not just another electric bike. It combines smart technology, artificial intelligence, and a sleek industrial design to create a ride that feels like it belongs in the future. At first glance, the Acer Enters e-bike looks clean and modern, with a streamlined shape that gives it a distinctive presence on the road. But the real story begins with what's happening beneath that stylish exterior. Acer has designed this electric bike around intelligent features, bringing AI into the riding experience. The Stabix 250U is an intriguing amphibious boat built to bring together the freedom of boating with the ability to handle changing environments. Measuring around 25 feet long, this unusual vessel immediately stands out from conventional boats with its versatile design and adventure-focused character. What makes the Stabix 250U especially interesting is the idea behind it. Instead of being limited to a single type of terrain, it is designed around the concept of moving confidently through different surroundings. That opens up possibilities for exploration, transportation, and recreational use where a normal boat may not be the most practical choice. Its compact 25-foot size also gives it a balance between usable space and manageable proportions. Whether cruising across open water or approaching areas that are difficult for ordinary boats to reach, the Stabix 250U is designed to offer a different kind of boating experience. And that's where this machine becomes truly fascinating. Amphibious vehicles have always captured attention because they blur the line between land and water. The Stabix 250U takes that concept and turns it into a practical-looking vessel with a distinctive presence. For anyone fascinated by unusual boats and innovative personal transportation, the Stabix 250U is definitely a machine worth watching. It shows how creative engineering can rethink what a boat is actually. The ULIV Mini electric vehicle takes a completely different approach to everyday transportation. Instead of being built around size, power, or unnecessary features, this compact EV focuses on something much simpler, making short city trips easier, cleaner, and more practical. At first glance, the ULIV immediately stands out because of its tiny footprint. Its compact body is designed for crowded urban streets where a large car can feel more like a burden. The Audi Q6 RON off-road concept is built around one exciting idea: taking a premium electric SUV far beyond smooth city streets and into rocky trails, steep climbs, and rough terrain. It presents a bold vision of what an electric SUV could become when adventure takes priority. Built around Audi's premium platform electric, or PPE architecture, this concept combines. Humdinga isn't just another off-road vehicle. It's built to turn the boundary between land and water into an adventure. This unusual amphibious truck combines the rugged attitude of a four-wheeled off-roader with the ability to travel across water, giving it a personality that feels more like an exploration machine than a conventional car. What makes Humdinga especially interesting is the way it can transition between two completely different environments. On solid ground, its four-wheel layout gives it the presence and capability you would expect from a tough utility vehicle. But when the route leads to the water, Humdinga is designed to make the switch and continue moving across the surface instead of stopping at the shoreline. That means a river, lake, or flooded trail doesn't necessarily have to become the end of the journey. Instead, it can become part of the route. The concept behind Humdinga is all about freedom and versatility. Rather than carrying a separate vehicle for water travel, this amphibious machine brings both abilities together in one package. It's the kind of vehicle that immediately makes you wonder where it could go when ordinary cars simply can't continue. And that's what makes Humdinga so fascinating. It isn't designed around a single type of road or a single environment. Its real appeal comes from the ability to move between land and water, opening up possibilities for exploration, adventure, and unusual off-road travel. Imagine driving along a remote trail, reaching the edge of a wide body of water, and instead of turning around, simply continuing the journey across it. That unusual combination is exactly what gives Humdinga its standout character. Humdinga proves that sometimes the most interesting vehicles are the ones that refuse to stay in one category. It's part truck, part amphibious machine, and completely different from the everyday vehicles most people see on the road. Hydrofoil E-Jet Ski Flyway. Imagine riding across the water without constantly bouncing over waves. Instead, your jet ski rises above the surface and seems to glide almost effortlessly. That is the idea behind the Hydrofoil E-Jet Ski Flyway *, an innovative watercraft concept developed by Slovenian company Hi-Fly Waterport. Unlike a traditional jet ski that stays directly on top of the water, the Flyway uses hydrofoil technology to lift the hull above the surface as it gains speed. Once airborne over the water, the foils can help reduce drag, creating a smoother and quieter riding experience. And this is where the concept becomes especially interesting. Because the craft is designed around electric propulsion, it aims to offer a cleaner and more refined alternative to conventional gasoline-powered personal watercraft. The absence of a traditional combustion engine also opens. Racebird is taking the idea of a racing boat into completely new territory. Developed as an all-electric flying racing boat, this futuristic machine is designed to compete in international racing events while bringing a completely different experience to the water. What makes Racebird so fascinating is the way it combines the excitement of high-speed boat racing with the technology of electric flight. Instead of simply cutting through the surface, the boat is designed to rise above the water, creating a sensation that feels closer to flying than traditional boating. And that changes everything. Once a racing boat leaves much of its hull above the water, drag can be reduced, allowing the machine to move across the surface in a remarkably smooth and futuristic way. The electric powertrain also gives Racebird a cleaner alternative to conventional racing boats that rely on combustion engines. But this isn't just about looking futuristic. Racebird was created with competitive racing in mind, meaning performance, control, efficiency, and reliability all become critical. Pilots need to manage speed and stability while navigating the challenging conditions of open water. The real excitement comes from watching this unusual machine in action. As it lifts above the surface, Racebird almost seems to disappear from the water, turning a familiar boat race into something that looks like a glimpse of the future. With electric tech, the 2026 Polaris Ranger Nordic Pro is built for people who refuse to let freezing temperatures, rough terrain, or unpredictable weather slow them down. This is more than a utility vehicle. It's designed to deliver a comfortable and confident ride when conditions become seriously challenging. From muddy trails to snowy landscapes, the Ranger Nordic Pro is made with durability in mind. Its rugged construction gives it the kind of presence you expect from a machine built for demanding outdoor work, while the cabin focuses on keeping the driver and passengers more comfortable during long hours outside. What makes this machine especially interesting is the way it combines toughness with everyday usability. Instead of feeling like a basic work vehicle, it is designed to make difficult journeys feel more manageable. Whether you're heading deep into the wilderness, working on remote land, or traveling through harsh winter conditions, the Ranger is built to handle the adventure. And when the weather turns against you, that extra focus on protection and comfort can make a major difference. Cold air, wet trails, and challenging ground are exactly the situations where a capable off-road vehicle needs to perform. The *** 2026 Polaris Ranger Nordic Pro * brings together rugged performance, practical utility, and a strong focus on all-weather comfort. It's the kind of machine that makes you wonder just how far you could go when the road disappears and the terrain gets tougher. Cormorant K7 is the kind of machine that looks like it came straight from a futuristic movie, yet it is designed to operate in the real world. This extraordinary vehicle combines bold engineering, unusual design, and serious off-road capability into one remarkable package. At first glance, the K7 immediately stands out. Its massive proportions, rugged bodywork, and unconventional shape give it a presence that is hard to ignore. But the real story begins when you look beyond its appearance. This machine was created around a very different approach to mobility, focusing on strength, versatility, and the ability to handle demanding environments. The Cormorant K7 is often described as an architectural and engineering marvel because almost every part of its design serves a purpose. Instead of following the traditional layout of an everyday vehicle, its structure is built around creating a highly capable platform that can take on challenging terrain while offering a distinctive driving experience. And this is where things get really interesting. The K7's design is not simply about making the vehicle look aggressive. Its large structure and specialized components are intended to provide stability and durability. The Crawler OTAG 830 is a caravan built specifically for expedition vehicles, giving adventurous travelers a practical way to bring mobile comfort into remote and challenging environments. Designed for people who want to go far beyond ordinary campsites, this rugged camper immediately stands out as a serious companion for off-road journeys. What makes the OTAG 830 interesting is the way it combines the idea of a traditional caravan with the demands of serious adventure travel. Instead of being focused only on campsites and paved roads, its design is aimed at people who want to take their mobile living space along on much more demanding journeys. Behind an expedition vehicle, a caravan needs to handle more than just everyday towing. It has to be practical, durable, and ready for unpredictable terrain. That is where the Crawler OTAG 830 stands out. Its overall design gives it a tough, purpose-built appearance that feels right at home alongside a serious off-road vehicle. But the real appeal isn't just its rugged look. A caravan like this can turn a remote trip into a much more comfortable experience by giving travelers a dedicated space to rest and recharge after a long day on the trail. Imagine driving deep into the wilderness, far away from crowded campsites, and still having a dedicated caravan waiting. Kiwigo T1 is a futuristic flying car concept created to explore a completely new direction for personal transportation. Imagine driving this futuristic vehicle through the city, then lifting off the ground when the road ahead becomes crowded. That is the vision behind this remarkable machine. The Kiwigo T1 blends the practicality of a road vehicle with aircraft-inspired technology. Rather than being restricted to streets, the concept explores the possibility of vertical flight, potentially giving people another way to move through busy cities and challenging routes. What makes the idea stand out is its hybrid design. On the ground, it is intended to provide the convenience of normal road travel, without requiring a traditional runway. The flying capability could then offer a completely different travel option when the right conditions and regulations are in place. But turning a car into a flying machine is anything but simple. Engineers have to think about stability, weight, energy use, safety systems, and the complicated transition between driving and flight. These challenges are exactly what make the Kiwigu T1 so fascinating, and they raise an important question about whether this kind of transportation can ever become truly practical. And Toyo Tire's Ferret is a vehicle built to make rough terrain feel less intimidating. Developed as a showcase of Toyo Tire's focus on innovation, performance, and advanced mobility, this unusual machine immediately stands out from ordinary off-road vehicles. At first glance, the Ferret looks compact, rugged, and ready for adventure. But its real appeal comes from the way its design works together with its tires and suspension. Instead of simply trying to look aggressive, the vehicle is built around the idea of handling challenging environments with confidence. And this is where things get interesting. Toyo Tires is best known for developing high-performance tires, so creating a complete vehicle concept gives the company an opportunity to demonstrate what its technology can achieve when the tires become a central part of the overall design. The Ferret represents that philosophy in a very visual and exciting way. Its compact proportions make it appear agile, while the elevated stance, the Illumicraft Sportsman 2, is built for people who want to explore places where ordinary vehicles simply can't keep up. Designed with rugged terrain and demanding outdoor adventures in mind, this compact off-road machine combines a tough attitude with practical capability. At first glance, its design immediately suggests that this is not a vehicle made for smooth city streets. It has the kind of sturdy construction and purposeful layout you would expect from a machine created to handle challenging environments. Whether the trail is rocky, muddy, uneven, or covered with loose terrain, the Sportsman 2 is designed to keep moving when conditions become difficult. What makes a machine like this interesting is its versatility. Instead of being limited to one type of adventure, it can be suited to a variety of outdoor activities where dependable mobility matters. Its compact form also makes it easier to navigate through tighter areas and demanding trails. Departure 1 takes the idea of traveling to an entirely different level. Imagine having a home that doesn't stay in one place, combining the freedom of a caravan with the unique experience of a motorized houseboat. At first glance, it looks like a futuristic mobile living space. But the real surprise comes when you realize that this vehicle is designed to give travelers the ability to explore both roads and waterways. Instead of choosing between a traditional camper and a boat, Departure 1 brings elements of both into a single adventurous concept. The idea is simple but incredibly exciting. Travel to a destination on land, reach the water, and continue your journey from there. That means lakes, rivers, and waterfront locations can become part of the adventure rather than simply something you look at from the shore. Inside, the concept focuses on creating a comfortable environment where traveling doesn't mean giving up the feeling of having your own space. It is essentially designed around the idea of turning transportation into a place you can actually live and relax in. And that is what makes Departure 1 so interesting. It isn't just about getting from point A to point B, it represents a completely different way of thinking about vacations, exploration, and mobile living. Picture waking up beside the water, enjoying the scenery, and then continuing your journey without leaving your home behind. Departure 1 turns that futuristic idea into a fascinating vision of adventure on both land and water. The MATTRO Rovo DC is an electric all-terrain vehicle built for rugged environments where ordinary transportation can struggle. Imagine leaving smooth pavement behind and continuing across rough, muddy, uneven, or difficult terrain. That is where the Rovo DC comes into the picture. Designed as a versatile all-terrain electric vehicle, the Rovo DC is built for demanding environments where ordinary vehicles may struggle. Instead of focusing only on speed or comfort, its design is centered around practical mobility, durability, and the ability to operate across challenging surfaces. What makes this vehicle especially interesting is its electric drivetrain. Electric power can deliver smooth and immediate torque, which is useful when a vehicle needs controlled movement over rough ground. Whether the Meet the Widescape WS250, a snowmobile built for riders who want something more active and engaging than a traditional machine. With a price of around $40,000, this lightweight stand-up snowmobile takes a very different approach to winter riding. Instead of sitting comfortably behind a windshield, the rider stands up and becomes part of the action. That riding position gives the WS200. The Nissan Winter Warrior is far from an ordinary SUV. First shown around the 2016 Chicago Auto Show, this unusual project transformed the Nissan Rogue, Murano, and Pathfinder into extreme snow machines. At first glance, they look like heavily modified crossovers, but the massive tracks underneath completely change their character. These vehicles were created to show how a familiar Nissan could be adapted for serious winter environments. What makes the idea so interesting is how quickly these familiar crossovers become machines that look ready for a frozen expedition. The huge tracks make them look wider, tougher, and far more prepared for deep snow. The secret is underneath. Instead of normal tires, these vehicles use huge Dominator snow tracks from American Track Truck. Measuring about 48 inches long, 30 inches high, and 15 inches wide, the tracks spread the vehicle's weight across the snow and help it handle deep winter terrain. The wheel wells and suspension were also modified to make room for the massive system, turning the familiar SUVs into compact tracked expedition vehicles. Interestingly, Nissan kept the original engines and Xtronic transmissions, so the biggest transformation came from the tracked running gear. Nissan did not completely redesign the vehicles from the ground up. Instead, replacing the conventional wheel setup with specialized tracks gave the crossovers a completely different personality. Once fitted, they look more like compact snow tanks than family vehicles. Nissan completed the aggressive appearance with matte red chrome finishes, black graphics, Winter Warrior branding, and adventure accessories such as ski and snowboard racks, roof crossbars, cargo protection, and hatch tents. These details reinforced the outdoor adventure theme and made the concepts look ready for a weekend surrounded by snow and mountains. The concepts were even tested on snowy ski slopes, demonstrating their unusual winter capability. Seeing a family-style vehicle move across snow on giant tracks makes the winter Nomad Kitchen brings the comfort of a proper cooking space to the outdoors. This deluxe mobile kitchen is designed for people who love camping, road trips, and spending extended time away from home. Instead of relying on a basic camp stove and a small table, it gives you a more organized and convenient setup. The Vizhava tank is not your average vehicle. At first glance, it looks like something built for serious off-road adventures, but the real surprise is hidden underneath the hood. This machine can be equipped with either a powerful 6.4-liter Dodge SRT V8 engine producing around 500 horsepower, or an astonishing setup capable of delivering up to 1,000 horsepower. That kind of power completely changes the character of the vehicle. With the 500 horsepower V8, the SUA tank already has enough muscle to handle demanding terrain and deliver an exciting driving experience. But the 1,000 horsepower version takes things to an entirely different level. Imagine having that much performance packed into a rugged machine designed to look tough from every angle. The engine isn't simply there for impressive numbers. It gives the vehicle the kind of power reserve that can make acceleration feel seriously intense. And that's where the SUA tank becomes especially interesting. It combines an aggressive, armored-looking design with the heart of a high-performance muscle car. Whether you're fascinated by extreme vehicles, powerful engines, or unusual automotive engine, the Vizhava tank stand out. And when you realize that the top configuration can reach the 1,000 horsepower mark, you start to understand just how extreme this vehicle is. The Around Fire portable grill is designed for anyone who loves cooking outdoors without wanting to carry a bulky barbecue setup. Priced at around $150, this compact grill offers a convenient way to prepare food wherever your adventure takes you. One of its biggest advantages is portability. The grill weighs only about 16 pounds and when you're ready to move, it packs neatly into a carry bag. That makes transportation much easier, whether you're heading to a campsite, spending the day at the beach, enjoying a picnic, or simply cooking in your backyard. But the feature that really catches your attention is how quickly it can be ready to use. Instead of spending a long time assembling complicated parts, the Around Fire can be set up in roughly 30 seconds. That means less time dealing with equipment and more. The Lexus hoverboard is one of those inventions that seems to come straight out of a science fiction movie. First revealed to the public in 2015, this futuristic concept brought together advanced technology and sleek automotive-style design in a way that immediately grabbed attention. What made the Lexus hoverboard especially fascinating was the technology hidden beneath its stylish exterior. Instead of relying on traditional wheels, the board was designed around magnetic levitation. Powerful magnetic systems work with a specially prepared track to create the force needed to lift the board above the surface. The result is a floating effect that looks almost impossible when you see it for the first time. But there was more to this project than simply making something look futuristic. Lexus used the hoverboard as a demonstration of how automotive engineering could be applied to an entirely different kind of personal transportation. The project also showcased precision engineering, cooling technology, and careful control of the magnetic system. And here's the part that made the Lexus hoverboard so interesting. The Sea-Doo Spark Trix is built for one thing above all else: turning a normal day on the water into an unforgettable ride. This compact personal watercraft combines quick acceleration, sharp handling, and playful features that make it especially exciting for riders who love to experiment and have fun. With speeds reaching around *** 50 miles per hour ***, the Spark Trix has enough power to deliver a serious adrenaline rush. But speed is only part of the experience. What really makes this machine stand out is its ability to perform impressive tricks and playful maneuvers on the water. Its lightweight design makes the craft feel responsive, allowing riders to change direction quickly and confidently. The specially designed features also give riders more control when lifting the front end. SeaRider is built for anyone who wants to experience the water in a completely different way. Instead of relying on a loud engine, this innovative watercraft uses an advanced electric propulsion system to create a smooth and remarkably quiet ride. That means you can enjoy the open water without the constant roar and vibration you get from many traditional machines. But the real appeal of SeaRider is the sense of freedom it offers. Whether you're exploring calm coastal waters, cruising across a lake, or simply looking for a more exciting way to enjoy your time outdoors, it gives you a chance. Zoox Robo Taxi. Imagine stepping into a car with no steering wheel, no driver, and no one sitting in the front seat controlling the journey. That may sound like science fiction, but Zoox is working to make this kind of transportation a reality. Zoox, an Amazon-owned company, has developed a purpose-built autonomous robotaxi designed specifically for driverless transportation. Unlike a traditional car that was simply upgraded with self-driving technology, this vehicle was created from the ground up around autonomous travel. One of its most noticeable features is the unusual cabin design. The vehicle can carry passengers without needing a conventional driver's area, creating a more open and passenger-focused interior. Its symmetrical design also allows it to travel in either direction, meaning there is no traditional front or rear in the way you would find on a normal car. But the really impressive part is what happens outside the cabin. Zoox combines cameras, radar, lidar, and onboard computing systems to help the vehicle understand its surroundings. These technologies work together to detect roads, vehicles, pedestrians, cyclists, and other objects while the robotaxi navigates through its environment. The goal is simple: make urban transportation more convenient by allowing passengers to request a ride and let the vehicle handle the driving. Geco Power Spark is a clever device that can turn the heat of a fire into usable electrical power. Imagine sitting around a campfire while that same flame helps recharge your smartphone or other small gadgets. It sounds surprising, but the technology makes it possible. Imagine charging your smartphone with something most people would normally use for cooking or warmth, fire. That's exactly what the Spark device is designed to do. Instead of relying on a traditional wall outlet or power bank, this compact gadget can turn heat from a fire into usable electrical energy for modern electronics. The idea sounds almost unbelievable at first, but the technology behind it is surprisingly straightforward. Spark uses the difference in temperature between the hot side exposed. Owlet Bikes brings together modern electric mobility, smart technology, and a sleek design philosophy to create a riding experience that feels both practical and futuristic. Among its lineup, the Owlet 1 takes center stage, standing out as a flagship model designed for riders who want more than just basic transportation. At first glance, the Owlet 1 immediately catches your attention with its clean, streamlined appearance. Instead of looking like a conventional bicycle with a motor added afterward, it has a carefully integrated design that makes the electric technology feel like a natural part of the bike. That gives it a refined appearance while keeping the overall concept focused on everyday usability. But the real story begins when you look beyond the exterior. Electric bikes are changing the way people think about short-distance travel, offering an alternative to cars for many daily journeys. A model like the Owlet One combines that electric approach with technology intended to make riding more convenient and enjoyable. What makes the concept? Anymaca is a portable hammock stand built for people who want the comfort of a hammock without needing to find the perfect pair of trees. Its biggest advantage is convenience. You can set it up when you want to relax, then take it down just as easily when it's time to move on. The stand is designed with portability in mind, making it a practical option for outdoor adventures, camping trips, backyards, or even relaxing in a new location. Instead of spending time searching for suitable supports, you can create your own hammock setup wherever the stand can be safely placed. But portability doesn't mean it has to feel flimsy. Anymaca is designed to provide a sturdy and dependable base while keeping the setup simple. The Electra Ponto Go is a Class 3 electric bike designed for riders aged 16 and older who want a smooth, stylish, and confident way to get around. At first glance, its clean design makes it look like a simple city bike, but there is much more going on beneath the surface. Built with performance in mind, the Ponto Go is made for everyday riding, whether you're heading across town, cruising through your neighborhood, or simply looking for a more enjoyable alternative to a traditional bicycle. Its electric assistance helps make longer rides and challenging sections of the road feel far less demanding. One of the most interesting things about this e-bike is the balance between practicality and modern styling. The components are arranged with everyday comfort and usability in mind, giving the bike a polished appearance without making it feel overly complicated. As a Class 3 e-bike the Ponto Go belongs to a category built for higher speed assisted cycling, making it especially appealing to riders who want more capability from their electric bike. That extra performance can make commuting and longer urban trips feel quicker and more convenient. But speed isn't the only reason this bike stands out. A good electric bike needs to feel predictable and easy to control, especially when you're riding around traffic, pedestrians. Green steel is changing the way the world thinks about one of the most important materials in modern life. The world of trucking is entering a completely new era. For decades, heavy-duty trucks were built around one simple idea: more power, more strength, and more capacity. But today's machines are proving that there's much more to the future of transportation than having a bigger engine. Modern trucks are becoming smarter, more efficient, more comfortable, and packed with technology that once seemed impossible. From advanced driver assistance systems to highly optimized power. Selk Bag is a wearable sleeping bag designed to keep you warm without taking away your freedom to move. Imagine stepping outside on a cold night and realizing you don't need to choose between staying warm and staying comfortable. That's the idea behind this unusual piece of outdoor gear. Instead of being trapped inside a bulky sleeping bag, you simply wear the Selk Bag like a suit. It has an insulated outer layer that helps retain body heat, while the soft inner lining adds another layer of comfort. The design also includes separate sections for your arms and legs, allowing you to walk, sit, stretch, or move around without having to climb out of your sleeping bag. This makes it especially interesting for camping, outdoor adventures, chilly evenings around the campsite, or relaxing inside a tent. You can stay bundled up while still having your hands available for everyday tasks. And that's where the Selk Bag really stands out. Traditional sleeping bags are great when you're lying down, but the moment you need to move, they can become awkward. Selk Bag takes a completely different approach by combining the basic concept of a sleeping bag with the freedom of wearable clothing. Its practical design is also useful when temperatures drop unexpectedly. Rather than constantly adding or removing layers, you can simply put it on and stay comfortably wrapped in insulation. The Sear 750K is a powerful airboat built for environments where ordinary vehicles can quickly reach their limits. Instead of being restricted to smooth roads or calm waterways, this rugged machine is designed to move across challenging surfaces where ice, shallow water, mud, and difficult terrain can make transportation extremely difficult. At first glance, the Sear 750K may look like a simple work vehicle, but its real advantage becomes obvious when conditions start getting tough. An airboat uses a large propeller to generate thrust, allowing it to travel without relying on a conventional underwater propeller or deep-running hull. That makes this type of vehicle particularly useful in shallow or obstacle-filled environments. Imagine reaching a frozen area where the surface is too uneven for a normal boat, or entering shallow water where a conventional vessel could become stuck. This is where the Sear 750K becomes especially interesting. Its design is focused on maintaining mobility when the environment itself becomes the biggest obstacle. But there is more to this machine than simply moving through difficult conditions. An airboat can provide a practical way to access remote areas, wetlands, ice. The Van Rom Fun 2 Go Duo bike is far from an ordinary bicycle. Its most eye-catching feature is the side-by-side seating, allowing two people to ride together while staying close enough to talk and enjoy the journey. Rather than one rider following behind another, both people share the same view and the same experience. The three-wheel layout gives the bike a broad and stable platform, while the open seating position makes getting in and out more convenient than on many conventional bicycles. The arrangement also makes conversation natural, which can be especially useful when two people simply want to enjoy a relaxed ride instead of focusing only on speed. Another feature that makes the Fun 2 Go interesting is that each rider has a dedicated pedal position. This means the ride can become a genuinely shared activity rather than one person simply being carried along. Different configurations can also make the bike more suitable for a variety of riders and everyday situations. Now picture riding through a park, exploring a quiet neighborhood, or heading around town with a friend or family member right beside you. You can chat along the way, take in the surroundings, and enjoy the trip without constantly having to turn around. That simple experience is what gives this unusual tricycle its charm. Its unusual appearance will probably catch people's attention, but the bigger idea is about bringing two riders together. It transforms cycling from something often done alone into an activity that encourages communication and shared experiences. And that is what makes the Van Rom Fun 2 Go Duo bike so fascinating. BrainBit Head Headband is a fascinating wearable EEG device designed to give you a closer look at the electrical activity happening inside your brain. But how can something that looks like a simple headband actually detect what your brain is doing? Instead of looking like a bulky medical machine, this gadget is designed to be worn directly on your head, making brain activity tracking feel much more accessible. EEG, short for electroencephalography, works by detecting tiny electrical signals produced by the brain. These signals can then be recorded and analyzed to provide information about patterns of brain activity. What makes the BrainBit Head Headband especially interesting is its wearable design. You don't need to sit beside a large clinical system just to collect brain activity data. The concept brings this technology into a much smaller and more convenient form. Imagine putting on a headband and being able to explore how your brain behaves during different moments. Whether you're resting, concentrating, listening to music, or simply going about your routine, brain activity can change constantly. And that's where wearable EEG technology becomes fascinating. Your brain is always working, even when you feel completely relaxed. Every thought, movement, and sensory experience involves complex electrical activity happening beneath the surface. The BrainBit Head Headband offers a compact way to interact with this technology and explore those signals. JetLev Flyer is a remarkable water-powered flying machine that makes the idea of soaring above the water feel almost like science fiction brought to life. Imagine rising several meters into the air, supported by powerful streams of water beneath you. The experience is unlike anything you'd get from a conventional personal watercraft. The JetLev Flyer is a water-powered flying machine designed to let a person experience the thrill of controlled flight above the surface of a lake or calm body of water. Instead of relying on wings or a conventional jet engine, it uses a powerful water propulsion system. Water is drawn in and forced through high-pressure nozzles, creating enough thrust to lift the rider into the air. And here's what makes it especially interesting. The propulsion system is connected to the rider through a flexible hose, while the controls allow the pilot to manage direction and movement. With practice, riders can move forward, turn, rise higher, or descend back toward the water. The experience is completely different from riding a normal personal watercraft. You're not simply traveling across the surface, you're actually hovering above it. From below, the powerful water jets create a spectacular visual effect, making the machine look almost like a futuristic flying device. Of course, operating something like this requires training and careful attention to safety. Water conditions, rider control, and operating limits all matter. But once mastered, the JetLev Flyer offers an unforgettable way to experience the water from an entirely new perspective. What makes the Jetlev Flyer so fascinating is the technology behind such a simple-looking idea. It takes the force of moving water and turns it into vertical lift, creating a flying experience without traditional aircraft wings. For anyone who has ever dreamed of flying over the water, this machine shows. Suzuki MBA made its debut at the Japan Mobility Show 2023, and it immediately stood out as a fascinating look at how Suzuki imagines the future of compact mobility. Rather than being just another small vehicle, the MBA is based on Suzuki's Mocha modular concept which focuses on flexibility, practicality, and adapting transportation to different needs. The most interesting part is the modular approach. Instead of designing a vehicle around only one purpose, Suzuki explored the idea of creating a platform that could potentially be configured for different situations. That could make future mobility more adaptable, especially in busy urban environments where space, convenience, and efficiency are becoming increasingly important. The MBA also reflects a broader shift in the automotive world. Manufacturers are no longer thinking only about traditional cars with fixed designs. They are experimenting with vehicles that can change roles, serve different users, and make everyday transportation more convenient. Its appearance at the 2023 Japan Mobility Show gave visitors a glimpse into this thinking. The concept demonstrates how Suzuki is exploring new possibilities beyond conventional vehicle design while keeping practicality at the center. And that is what makes the Suzuki MBA so intriguing. It may not simply be about creating. The Ecto chair takes the idea of a camping chair and gives it a surprisingly high-tech upgrade. At first glance, it looks like a comfortable portable seat, but there's something much more interesting built into it. This chair is designed with temperature control technology that can help make outdoor sitting more comfortable in changing conditions. The secret is a network of tiny cooling lines integrated into the chair. These micro-cooling lines are designed to move temperature-controlled air or fluid through the seating area, creating a more comfortable surface for the person sitting down. Instead of simply relying on shade or a breeze, the Ecto chair brings temperature management directly into the chair itself. Imagine setting up your campsite on a warm afternoon. You've finished hiking, your gear is packed away, and all you want is a place to sit and relax. H2FLYHY4 is an intriguing aircraft concept that takes a different approach to electric flight. Instead of relying on a conventional battery-powered system, its propulsion is supplied by a hydrogen fuel cell system, opening the door to a cleaner and potentially more efficient way of getting into the air. But what makes hydrogen power so interesting for aviation? The key is the way a fuel cell generates electricity. Hydrogen reacts with oxygen inside the system to produce electrical energy, which can then be used to drive the aircraft's propulsion system. Unlike traditional combustion engines, the process does not rely on burning fuel in the same way, making hydrogen fuel cell technology an exciting area of research for future transportation. And this is where the H2FLYHY4 becomes especially interesting. Hydrogen has the potential to offer longer. Neurosity Crown is a wearable device designed to monitor brain activity and use those signals to help you stay focused. It explores the connection between what's happening in your brain and how you work throughout the day. The crown sits on your head and uses sensors to detect electrical activity from the brain. Instead of simply tracking steps or heart rate, it focuses on what's happening inside your head. The goal is to recognize patterns associated with concentration and mental engagement. Here's where things get interesting. When the system detects that you're entering a productive or focused state, it can provide feedback designed to reinforce that moment. Depending on how it's configured, that feedback can include music or other digital responses. In other words, the device can turn your own brain activity into a signal that interacts with your computer and software. This opens up some. The Splack Transformer is an electric scooter designed to offer more than just a simple way to move from one place to another. Built with a strong and adaptable design, it aims to make everyday transportation more practical while giving riders a fresh alternative to conventional scooters. At first glance, its compact form may look familiar, but the real appeal comes from the way this machine is designed to adapt to different situations. Instead of being limited to one type of ride, the Splack Transformer focuses on flexibility, making it suitable for short trips, urban travel, and everyday personal mobility. Its electric drivetrain means there's no need for traditional fuel, making the riding experience quieter and cleaner than a conventional gas-powered vehicle. Simply step on, take control, and you have a compact machine ready to move through your surroundings without the bulk of a full-size vehicle. Another interesting aspect is its sturdy construction. The scooter is built with adaptability in mind, which can be especially useful for riders who want something easier to handle than a car but more capable than a basic kick scooter. Its compact footprint can also make navigating. Airbus pop-up. Imagine sitting in a small electric vehicle in the middle of a crowded city, stuck in traffic with almost no way to move forward. Now imagine that the same passenger cabin could simply leave the road and continue the journey through the air. That is the futuristic idea behind this revolutionary mobility concept, created to explore how transportation could work in the cities of the future. Developed by Airbus in collaboration with Italdesign, Pop-Up was designed around a modular passenger capsule. Instead of using one traditional vehicle for the entire journey, the concept separates the passenger cabin from the system that moves it. On the ground, an electric platform could carry the capsule through city streets. When roads become too congested, an electric flying module could pick it up and carry it through the air. This approach is what makes Pop-Up so fascinating. The passenger would not necessarily need to change vehicles every time the travel environment changes. The same capsule could theoretically move between different transportation modes, creating a smoother journey from one location. Blizzwheel e-scooter. Imagine a personal electric ride that combines a compact design with the freedom to move quickly through busy city streets. Instead of taking up the space of a traditional vehicle, this unusual scooter focuses on portability, convenience, and simple urban travel. One of the first things that makes the Blizzwheel e-scooter interesting is its lightweight approach. The idea is simple. When your ride is easier to carry and handle, short trips become much more convenient. You can imagine using it for the final part of a commute, moving around a large campus, or traveling through areas where a full-size vehicle would simply be unnecessary. That compact nature makes it especially appealing for modern city life. Crowded roads, limited parking, and short-distance journeys can make traditional transportation feel excessive. A small electric scooter takes a different approach by focusing on the distance people actually need to travel rather than carrying a large vehicle everywhere. But there is more to the concept than simply being small. The Blizzwheel e-scooter represents a wider shift toward personal mobility devices that are designed around the rider. And Copter Pack is a personal aircraft that looks like something straight out of a science fiction movie. Imagine having a compact electric flying machine strapped to your back, giving a whole new meaning to personal transportation. Designed in the form of a backpack helicopter, this personal aircraft is built around the idea of making individual flight more practical and accessible. Instead of sitting inside a traditional cockpit, the pilot becomes part of the aircraft itself, with the propulsion system positioned around the body. But the most interesting feature may not be its unusual appearance. The aircraft is equipped with a self-leveling autopilot system designed to help keep the machine stable during flight. That means the technology can assist with maintaining a balanced attitude, potentially making the flying experience easier to control. The electric powertrain also gives the concept a modern edge. Unlike conventional helicopters that rely on gasoline engines, an electric design aims for a cleaner and quieter approach to ZOUM shoes take personal transportation in a completely different direction. These compact electric skates, which were featured on Shark Tank, are designed to give riders a fun and futuristic way to move around without needing a traditional scooter, bicycle, or car. What makes ZOUM shoes especially interesting is their balancing system. Instead of simply standing on ordinary wheels, the skates are engineered to help maintain stability while you ride. That means the experience feels closer to gliding than walking, creating a unique combination of technology, movement, and convenience. Their compact design is another major attraction. You can wear them on your feet and move naturally, while the electric assist 300SL Roadster Jr. Imagine taking one of the most recognizable sports cars from the 1950s and shrinking it into a vehicle designed for younger drivers. Inspired by the legendary Mercedes-Benz 300SL Roadster, this miniature car brings the elegant look of a classic convertible into a much smaller and more playful package. The original 300SL became famous for its long hood, low stance, smooth body lines, and unmistakable sports car character. The junior version captures that same visual spirit, making it look like a classic roadster simply reduced in size. Its rounded body, open-top design, and vintage-inspired details give it a personality that stands apart from ordinary ride-on vehicles. But the real appeal goes beyond its appearance. Electrum Lev e-bike is an unusual electric bicycle built around a dual motor system, designed to deliver strong assistance on hills, quick acceleration and energy recovery while riding. Instead of relying on a single motor for everything, the LEV uses two motors with different jobs. One is focused on helping the bike deliver strong acceleration and tackle climbs, while the other is designed to work more efficiently at higher speeds and assist with regenerative braking. This setup gives the bike a more flexible riding experience, because its power can be used where it matters most. The hill climbing ability is especially interesting. When the road suddenly rises, the motor system can provide the extra assistance needed to keep the bike moving without making the rider do all the work. And when you reach faster sections, the system can shift its focus toward efficiency, helping make better use of the available energy. Then there is regenerative braking. Instead of letting all that braking energy simply disappear as heat, the system can recover some of it and send it back toward the battery. It is a clever feature that makes the technology feel more like a complete energy system rather than just a motor attached to a bicycle. But the real appeal of the Electrum LEV e-bike is how these features work together. You get electric assistance when you need power, efficiency when speed increases, and energy recovery when slowing down. For riders looking for something beyond a traditional e-bike, Hum Rider is a futuristic concept car created by Verizon as a creative way to showcase its Hum vehicle diagnostic technology. At first glance, it looks like an unusual custom-built vehicle, but the real surprise comes when you see what it can do. The Hum Rider was designed to demonstrate how connected technology can provide drivers with useful information about their vehicles. But instead of presenting that idea through a normal demonstration, Verizon turned it into something much more exciting. The vehicle was built with a unique system that allows it to perform an eye-catching driving maneuver that instantly grabs attention. What makes the Hum Rider especially interesting is the combination of automotive engineering and digital connectivity. Scala Stair Climbing Wheelchair is a remarkable mobility device designed to tackle one of the biggest everyday challenges for wheelchair users: stairs. Imagine arriving at a staircase and, instead of searching for an elevator or waiting for assistance, having a machine built to help you move upward step by step. At first glance, it looks similar to a powered wheelchair. But the real difference appears when it reaches a staircase. Instead of simply rolling forward, its specialized stair climbing mechanism is designed to move the chair upward step by step, keeping the user supported throughout the process. This can be especially useful in places where ramps or elevators aren't available. A short flight of stairs can become a major obstacle for someone with limited mobility, but a device like Scala is designed to turn that obstacle into a manageable part of the journey. The technology behind it is what makes the wheelchair so interesting. Its climbing system carefully works with the shape and height of each step, allowing the chair to progress upward in a controlled sequence. Rather than relying on ordinary wheels alone, the mechanism provides the additional movement needed to tackle stairs. And this isn't only about going up stairs. Stair climbing mobility systems can also be designed to descend steps, giving users more flexibility when navigating different parts of a building. Safety and stability are crucial here because even a small movement on a staircase needs to be carefully controlled. Another important advantage is convenience. In everyday life, accessibility isn't always perfect. Older buildings, narrow entrances, or unexpected steps can make travel difficult. A stair climbing wheelchair offers a way to approach these situations with more confidence instead of constantly planning. The Cube Trike Family Hybrid is designed for people who want the practicality of a cargo vehicle without giving up the simple, enjoyable experience of cycling. At first glance, it looks like a compact three-wheeled bike, but there's much more going on beneath the surface. Its biggest advantage is versatility. The trike is built to carry people or everyday loads, making it useful for family trips, shopping, school runs, and regular urban transportation. Instead of relying entirely on your own strength, the electric pedal assist system helps make riding easier, especially when the vehicle is carrying extra weight or facing an uphill section. What makes this concept especially interesting is the balance between stability and maneuverability. The three-wheel layout gives the rider a confident platform, while the hybrid assistance means you don't have to work as hard to keep moving. That can make longer journeys feel much more manageable. And this is where City Transformer CT2 is a futuristic micro-electric vehicle designed to make urban travel easier, smarter, and more space-efficient. Developed by an Israel-based company in Tel Aviv, this unusual vehicle takes a completely different approach to city transportation. At first glance, the CT2 may look like a tiny electric car, but its most interesting feature is hidden in its design. The vehicle can change its width, allowing it to become wider for normal driving and narrower when moving through tight spaces or searching for a parking spot. This clever transformation could make a huge difference in crowded cities, where narrow streets, heavy traffic, and limited parking are everyday problems. Instead of taking up the same amount of space as a conventional car, the CT2 is designed to work more efficiently within the urban environment. And because it runs on electric power, there are no tailpipe emissions during operation. That makes the CT2 especially interesting for cities looking for cleaner and more sustainable transportation options. Inside, the vehicle focuses on practical urban mobility rather than unnecessary size. Its compact layout is intended to provide the essential features needed for everyday trips while keeping the overall footprint small. But here's what makes the CT2 particularly fascinating. Modern cities are becoming more crowded, yet many vehicles continue getting larger. The CT2 turns that idea around by asking a simple question. What if cars were designed around the limited space cities? EV Gyrocar C1 is a futuristic electric vehicle that combines the enclosed comfort of a car with the slim profile and efficiency of a two-wheeler. Built around gyroscopic self-balancing technology, this unusual machine offers a completely different approach to personal transportation. At first glance, the C1 looks like something from a science fiction movie. Instead of relying on four wheels for stability, it uses two wheels arranged in a single track. The key is its stabilization system, which is designed to keep the vehicle upright even when it is standing still or moving through turns. That means the driver doesn't have to constantly worry about balancing the vehicle like they would on a conventional motorcycle. But the really interesting part is what happens when you step inside. The C1 is built around the idea of combining the freedom of a motorcycle with some of the protection and convenience normally associated with a car. Its enclosed cabin creates a more sheltered driving environment, while the compact two-wheel layout can make the vehicle feel much narrower than an ordinary car. And Happy Run G60 Pro is an electric bike that looks ready for adventure while still being designed for comfortable everyday riding. This fat tire e-bike combines strong performance, a rugged design, and a comfortable riding experience, making it an interesting option for riders who want more than just a basic commuter e-bike. At the heart of the G60 Pro is a 1000-watt motor, with peak output reaching around 2000 watts. That extra power gives the bike plenty of muscle when you need quick acceleration or stronger assistance on challenging terrain. Whether you're riding through city streets, cruising along open paths, or dealing with inclines, the motor is designed to deliver a responsive ride. But power is only part of the story. The bike's wide fat tires are another major highlight. Their larger contact area can provide additional stability and help absorb some of the bumps. Northern Light 630 is a compact, fully enclosed electric vehicle designed for simple and practical everyday transportation. But what makes this tiny EV especially interesting is its focus on affordability and efficiency. Instead of choosing a large car for short trips, the 630 offers a much smaller alternative that can provide an enclosed cabin and electric driving in one package. Its compact body is well suited to busy streets, where maneuvering through traffic and finding parking can be challenging. The enclosed cabin also gives riders more protection from rain, wind, and changing weather than an open electric bike or scooter. The idea behind the 630 is surprisingly simple. Use less space, avoid unnecessary complexity, and make short-distance travel easier. Its electric powertrain also delivers a quieter driving experience while fitting into the growing movement toward cleaner transportation. What really makes this vehicle stand out, however, is its philosophy. Modern cars often become larger and more complicated, while the Northern Light 630 takes the opposite route. It concentrates on the essentials needed for everyday urban journeys. For quick errands, short commutes, and crowded city roads, that small footprint could be a major advantage. It may not replace a traditional car for every journey, but that was never the point. The 630 shows how personal transportation can become smaller, simpler, and potentially more accessible. And as cities continue searching for smarter ways to move people, vehicles like the Northern Light 630 could become an increasingly interesting part of the future of urban mobility. Wazuma V8M is not your typical four-wheeled vehicle. Imagine taking the raw aggression of a high-performance sports car and squeezing it into a machine that sits incredibly close to the ground. It looks unusual at first glance, but becomes even more fascinating once you understand what is hiding underneath. The Wazuma V8M uses a distinctive four-wheel layout, with 2 wheels at the front and 2 at the rear. What makes the design especially striking is how closely positioned those wheels are, giving the machine a narrow, compact appearance while creating a very different visual profile from a conventional car or quad. But the real surprise comes from the engine. Powering this unusual machine is a huge 4.7-liter V8 engine, a power plant that immediately tells you this is not designed to be an ordinary commuter vehicle. The large displacement engine gives the Wazuma its serious performance character and adds an unmistakable sense of drama to the entire package. And then there is the driving position. Sitting low to the ground change. E-Hang Air Taxi. Imagine stepping into an aircraft with no pilot in the cockpit, sitting back, and simply waiting for the journey to begin. That futuristic idea is exactly what the E-Hang Air Taxi is designed to explore. Developed by E-Hang, this advanced autonomous aerial vehicle is built around the concept of urban air mobility. Instead of depending on traditional runways, it is designed to take off and land vertically, making it potentially suitable for short-distance transportation in busy cities where roads are often packed with traffic. What makes the E-Hang Air Taxi especially interesting is its autonomous operation. Rather than requiring a pilot on board, the aircraft is designed to be controlled through an intelligent flight system. This could make aerial transportation easier to operate while reducing the need for conventional cockpit controls. The aircraft uses multiple electric motors and propellers to provide vertical lift and forward movement. Because it runs on electric power, the concept also focuses on creating a quieter and cleaner alternative to conventional aircraft for certain urban journeys. But the real question is, could autonomous air taxis actually become part of everyday transportation? E-Hang's approach suggests that future passengers may not need to drive through crowded streets at all. Instead, a short trip across a city could potentially happen through the air, bypassing. The Scania S730 mini truck is far more than a small toy truck. It is a miniature version inspired by a real Scania tractor unit, carefully designed to give young drivers the feeling of operating a genuine heavy-duty vehicle, but in a much smaller and more approachable package. At first glance, its tractor truck styling immediately catches your attention. The proportions, cab-inspired design, and overall road-going appearance make it look like a scaled-down machine rather than an ordinary children's ride-on vehicle. And that is exactly what makes the S730 Mini True so interesting. The idea behind it is simple but surprisingly clever. Take the visual character and driving experience of a full-size tractor unit and recreate it at a child-friendly scale. Measuring just a fraction of the size of a real truck, it can offer young enthusiasts a fun way to experience the excitement of being behind the wheel. But there is more to this little truck than its appearance. Its compact size makes it much easier to handle than a full-size vehicle, while the familiar Scania-inspired layout gives it an unmistakable sense of realism. For children fascinated by trucks, construction equipment, and big machines, that realistic design can make every drive feel like a miniature adventure. What really makes the Scania S730 mini truck stand out is the attention given to its overall concept. Instead of simply creating another ride-on toy, it takes inspiration from the world of professional transportation and brings that experience down to a size suitable for younger drivers. Walk X3 Max is an electric bike built for riders who want more freedom from their everyday ride. Priced at around $1,699, it combines practical transportation with an adventure-ready design, giving you a machine that can move through city streets and still feel at home when the pavement disappears. The X3 Max has a rugged, adventure. Acento Guard is a state-of-the-art autonomous security robot designed to bring a completely new level of technology to modern security. Imagine a security guard that never gets tired, never needs a break, and can continuously patrol the same area with remarkable consistency. That's the idea behind this advanced machine, developed by Acento Robotics. Designed to bring advanced robotics into the security industry, Acento Guard is built to move through environments on its own while keeping a close watch on what's happening around it. Instead of replacing every human security role, the concept is to give security teams an extra set of eyes, one that can patrol, monitor, and EAG CityBot is designed for a future where moving around a busy city could be smarter, more flexible, and far more connected. Instead of looking like a conventional car built for every kind of journey, the CityBot focuses on the unique challenges of urban transportation. The CityBot is designed around the idea of smart, connected mobility. Rather than functioning as just another vehicle, It is envisioned as part of a larger urban ecosystem where transportation, technology, and city infrastructure can work together more efficiently. Its compact design makes it especially interesting for crowded city environments, where narrow streets, heavy traffic, and limited parking can make everyday travel frustrating. The goal is to rethink how people and goods move through urban areas while making better use of available space. But the most interesting part of the CityBot isn't simply its size. It's the way the concept connects mobility with intelligent city systems. In a future smart city, vehicles could communicate with surrounding infrastructure and other services, helping transportation become more coordinated and responsive. Think about how much time people lose searching for parking, sitting in traffic, or making short trips in vehicles that are much larger than necessary. A system built around compact, connected mobility could offer a completely different approach. The CityBot concept also points toward a future where urban transportation becomes more flexible. Instead of relying on one vehicle for every situation, smart mobility platforms could potentially adapt to different transportation needs throughout the day. That makes the EAG CityBot more than an interesting futuristic vehicle. It represents a broader vision of how cities themselves could evolve as technology becomes increasingly integrated into everyday transportation. And this is what makes the concept so fascinating. The real innovation may not be the vehicle alone, but the entire ecosystem built around it. As cities, the Quadro 4 Steinbach is the kind of four-wheeled scooter that makes you stop and wonder what it could do beyond ordinary roads. Designed with adventure in mind, this unusual machine brings together the stability of four wheels with the freedom to explore trails and less predictable terrain. At first glance, its compact design may look simple, but the real appeal comes from the way it is built for outdoor exploration. Instead of being limited to smooth city streets, the Quadro 4 Steinbach is aimed at riders who want something more capable and exciting for their journeys. The four-wheel layout is one of its most noticeable features. Compared with a conventional two-wheel scooter, having 4 points of contact with the ground can provide a more planted and confidence-inspiring feel. That becomes especially interesting when the route changes from clean pavement to uneven paths or adventurous trails. And this is where the Quadro 4 Steinbach starts to stand out. It feels less like a typical urban scooter and more like a machine created for people who enjoy discovering places that ordinary vehicles may struggle to reach. Whether you're cruising through open spaces or taking on winding outdoor routes, its unusual design adds a completely different character to the ride. But the most interesting part is how this machine combines practicality with a sense of adventure. You get the convenience of a scooter while sitting behind a design that looks ready for exploration. It is a reminder that personal transportation doesn't always have to follow the traditional formula. The Quadro 4 Steinbach proves that four wheels can open the door to a very different riding experience. Its distinctive appearance, adventurous purpose, and unconventional layout make it a fascinating example of modern personal mobility. And if you're looking for a vehicle that doesn't simply take you from point A to point B, but makes the journey itself part of the experience, the Quadro 4 Steinbach is certainly worth a closer look. PAL v Liberty. Imagine leaving your home in a vehicle that looks ready for the highway, then reaching a suitable takeoff area and transforming it into a flying machine. That is the idea behind the PAL v Liberty, a remarkable vehicle designed to operate both on the road and in the air as a gyrocopter. On the ground, the Liberty is built to function like a road-going vehicle, giving drivers the freedom to travel normally without needing a runway for everyday trips. But the real surprise comes when it is prepared for flight. Its road components and flight equipment work together to create a machine that can transition from driving to aviation. When airborne, the Liberty can reach a top speed of around 160 km per hour, making it an interesting blend of personal transportation and recreational aviation. Instead of relying on wings like a conventional airplane, it uses a rotor system that provides lift while the aircraft moves forward. This gives the Liberty its distinctive gyrocopter appearance and flight characteristics. What makes the concept especially fascinating is how different the experience becomes. Meet the King Song S18, a powerful electric unicycle built for riders who want more than just a simple way to get around town. Whether you're commuting through busy streets or heading onto rougher paths, the S18 is designed to bring a mix of agility, comfort, and off-road capability into one compact machine. What immediately makes the S18 interesting is its rugged design. Unlike ordinary urban-focused electric unicycles, this model is built with adventure in mind. Its suspension system helps absorb bumps and uneven surfaces, making the ride feel more controlled when the pavement suddenly disappears and the trail gets rough. In the city, the S18 can be surprisingly practical. Its single-wheel layout keeps the machine narrow, so it can move through spaces where larger electric vehicles would struggle. That makes it especially appealing for riders who want personal transportation without dealing with the size of a scooter, bike, or car. But take it away from smooth roads, and the S18 shows another side of its personality. Uneven ground, dirt paths, and small obstacles become part of the experience. The suspension works with the large wheel to help maintain stability while giving the rider a more comfortable ride over challenging terrain. Another Kilo Le Bagnole is a compact electric vehicle that brings together the rugged character of a Jeep CJ, the practicality of a tiny pickup truck, and the adventurous spirit of a UTV, all in one unusual package. At first glance, the Kilo Le Bagnole looks like something built for fun, but its design goes much further than that. It combines a small, practical footprint with the open and capable character you would expect from an off-road-oriented machine. Instead of being locked into one specific role, this vehicle is built around flexibility. The pickup-inspired rear section gives it a useful way to carry equipment, supplies, or outdoor gear, while its compact proportions make it feel much easier to handle than a full-size truck. That combination could make the Kilo Le Bagnole especially interesting for people who want utility without dealing with the size and complexity of a traditional pickup. Then there's the UTV influence. The design has that go-anywhere, recreational personality that makes you want to explore beyond ordinary roads. Whether it's being used for outdoor adventures, light-duty tasks, or simply enjoying an unusual electric ride, the Kilo Le Bagnole aims to blur the line between work vehicle and recreational machine. The Avid Drone 210 Tertra Automated is shaping up to be an exciting example of how autonomous technology could transform the future of mobility. Instead of thinking about transportation as something that always needs a driver or pilot, this concept points toward a world where intelligent systems can take over more of the work. What makes the idea especially interesting is its connection to automated aerial mobility. Drones have already moved far beyond simple recreational flying. Today, advanced unmanned aircraft are being explored for transportation, logistics, surveillance, inspection, and other demanding tasks. The Avid Drone 210 Tertra Automated fits into that larger movement toward smarter and more independent machines. At the heart of this concept is automation. Rather than relying entirely on a person to control every movement, an automated drone can be designed to use onboard systems to manage navigation and respond to its surroundings. That could make future aerial transportation more convenient while also opening the door to new ways of moving people or goods. But the really fascinating part is what happens when this technology becomes part of a connected smart ecosystem. Imagine aerial vehicles communicating with digital infrastructure, monitoring their environment, and coordinating routes with other autonomous machines. Suddenly, mobility is no longer limited to roads and traditional vehicles. The Avid Drone 210 Tertra Automated represents this futuristic direction, where compact aircraft, automation, and intelligent transportation systems could work together. The Hunter Nature NTR-2X is made for adventurers who love exploring places where ordinary trailers simply can't go. This compact off-road trailer is designed to take you beyond paved roads while still providing the basic comforts that can make a long trip much more enjoyable. Despite its compact size, the NTR-2X is built around a practical idea: keep the trailer manageable while still giving you a capable base for outdoor adventures. Its rugged design makes it well suited to rougher terrain, where a standard camping trailer may struggle. And that compact format brings another advantage. A smaller trailer can be easier to maneuver when trails become narrow, turns get tighter, or the campsite is far away from the main road. Instead of feeling like you're towing a huge load, the NTR-2X is focused on keeping the experience more flexible and adventure-friendly. But what makes a trailer like this especially interesting is how it balances mobility, convenience, and outdoor living. You can head into remote areas, set up a comfortable camping spot, and spend more time enjoying the surroundings instead of worrying about complicated logistics. The NTR-2X also fits a growing trend in outdoor travel, going smaller without necessarily giving up the experience. For many campers, the goal isn't a massive